639 Dagobert I, King of Austrasia, Soissons, Burgundy and Neustrië, dies at about 36. In 1526 Isabella of Burgundy, wife of Christian Roman II of Denmark, dies at 24. In 1547 Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, army commander poet, beheaded at 29. In 1549 Barthout van Assendelft, first land advocate of Holland, dies. In 1576 Hans Sachs, German composer, playwright, shoemaker, and inspiration for Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg opera by Richard Wagner, dies at 81. In 1591 Edmond Auger, French Jesuit under Henri III, dies at about 60. In 1597 Maharana Pratap, Rajput King of Mirror 1572-1597, dies of injuries sustained in a hunting accident at 56. In 1625 Erhard Buttner, German organist and composer, commits suicide at 32. In 1629 Abbas I, Abbas the Great, Shah of Persia, who made Ifrn his capital 1588-1629, dies at 57. In 1647 Johann van Beverwijck, Dutch writer and town physician of Dordrecht, treasure of health, treasure of disease, dies at 52. In 1661 Thomas Venner, 5th monarchist, executed b. 1799. In 1669 Leo Allatios, Greek-Italian theologist literary, dies at about 82. In 1692 Jan Commelin, Dutch botanist and director of Hortus Botanicus, Amsterdam, dies at 62. In 1729 William Congreve, English dramatist, love for love, dies at 58. In 1757 Thomas Ruddiman, Scottish classical scholar b. 1674. In 1761 Charlotte Aglaé of Orléans, French noblewoman and Duchess of Maubert and Reggio 1737-61, dies at 60. In 1766 Giovanni Niccolò Servandoni, Italian-French architect, dies at 70. In 1785 Jonathan Toup, English classical scholar and critic b. 1713. In 1795 Maria Teresa Agnesi, Italian harpsichordist, singer, and composer, dies at 74. In 1805 Johann Gottlieb Karl Spazier, German composer, dies at 43. In 1830 Wenzel Thomas Matiegka, Czech guitarist and composer, dies at 56. In 1833 Ferdinand Hérold, French pianist, violinist, and composer of over 20 operas, dies of tuberculosis at 41. In 1839 Georg Abraham Schneider, German horn player and composer, dies at 68. In 1847 Charles Bent, American fur trader and governor of New Mexico Territory for 100 days 1846-47, killed at 47. In 1851 Esteban Echeverría, Argentine writer known for The Slaughter Yard and political activist, dies at 45. In 1862 Felix Zollicoffer, American journalist and Confederate Brigadier General, killed in action at the Battle of Mill Springs, Kentucky at 49. In 1865 Pierre Joseph Proudhon, French philosopher and anarchist b. 1809. In 1871 Henri Regnault, French painter, dies at 27. In 1874 August Heinrich Hoffmann, German writer, dies at 75. In 1878 Henri V. Regnault, French physicist and chemist, dies at 67. In 1885 Fred Burnaby, English colonel balloon pioneer, dies in battle. In 1893 Julius Eichberg, German composer, dies at 68. In 1894 Francois Haverschmidt, Dutch writer Snikken en Grenlachts, dies at 58. In 1901 Albert, 4th Dr. Broccoli, Prime Minister of France 1873-74, 1977, dies at 79. In 1902 Mother Joseph of the Sacred Heart Esther Paraisau, Canadian religious leader, U.S. Capitol, dies at 78. In 1905 Debendranath Tagore, Indian philosopher of the Bengal Renaissance, religious reformer and founder of the Brahmo religion, dies at 87. In 1906, Bartolomé Martinez, Argentine general, author, statesman, and president 1862-1868, dies at 84. In 1913, David Emlyn Evans, British composer, dies at 69. In 1915, Anna Leonowens, Anglo-Indian travel writer, educator, social activist, and co-founder of the Nova Scotia College of Art and Design, dies at 83. In 1921, William Gunn, English cricket batsman, 11 tests, 1x100, HS 102 no, Nottinghamshire CCC and soccer winger, 2 caps, Notts County FC, dies at 62. In 1925, Maria Sophia of Bavaria, Queen Consort of the Two Sicilies, dies at 83. In 1927, Carlota of Mexico, Princess of Belgium and Empress Consort of Mexico 1864-67, dies at 86. In 1927, Jim McLaughlin, American Hall of Fame thoroughbred jockey, Kentucky Derby 1881, Preakness Stakes 1885, 6x Belmont Stakes, dies at 65. In 1929, Liang Qichao, Chinese scholar, politician and reformer, dies at 55. In 1934, Armand Parent, Belgian composer, dies at 70. In 1940, William E. Borah, American lawyer and politician, Republican U.S. Senator from Idaho, dies at 74. In 1944, Harold Freese Simpson, British light music and theatre composer, The Maid of the Mountains, dies at 71. In 1945, Ernest Bernard Allo, French Dominican theologist, dies at 71. In 1948, Tony Garnier, French architect, b. 1869. In 1951, Constantin C. Natara, Romanian violinist and composer, peace poem, dies at 60. In 1954, Theodor Kaluza, German mathematician and physicist, Kaluza Klein theory, dies at 68. In 1956, Charles Dingle, American actor, The Little Foxes, dies at 68. In 1957, Joseph Dud S., Romanian-Hungarian resistance fighter, b. 1912. In 1962, Harry Snell Pollard, Australian actor, Don Tishov, Arizona Days, dies of cancer at 72. In 1964, Firmin Lambot, Belgian cyclist who twice won the Tour de France 1919, 1922, dies at 77. In 1964, Joe Weatherly, American auto racer, NASCAR Sprint Cup champion 1962-63, dies of head injuries in race crash at 41. In 1965, Frank Reicher, German-American actor, King Kong, son of Kong, dies at 89. In 1966, Frank Voisden, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame center, Stanley Cup 1914 Toronto Blue Shirts, 1917 Seattle Metropolitans, 1925 Victoria Cougars, dies at 74. In 1967, Grace Cunard, American silent screen actress, Untamed, Resurrection, dies at 73. In 1968, Ray Harron, American auto racer, inaugural Indianapolis 500 1911, Motorsports Hall of Fame of America 2000, dies at 89. In 1969, Alcide Slow Drag Pavijow, American jazz guitarist and double bassist, dies at 80. In 1969, Charles Winninger, American actor, Cafe Metropole, Kenai Island, Charlie Farrell Show, dies at 84. In 1969, Jan Palach,